Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. I'm a UK Stampin' Up independent demonstrator. Stampin' demonstrator from the UK. I don't know why I said that all in a muddle. And I'm here today to show you another project. So welcome. So thank you for joining me. Today we're going to make this little card here with this lovely colourful bunting. And hooray, well done. This card I made for my really good friend Jez. Now you'll all know about Jez because I feature her on my blog quite often. Jez and I have only met through Stampin' Up. About 4 years ago there was a team event that we both signed up to attend. We're in the both in the Pootlas team, so we went to this event, and before we went I had booked a hotel room that was quite expensive, and Jez just came on the group and said, I've managed to book a really cheap hotel room, but it's a twin room, so if anyone wants to share, it'll only cost, I can't remember, something like £27 for 3 nights, or 2 nights. And so I just went on and said, oh yeah, okay, I'll do that. Hadn't ever met this woman before, so it was a bit of a risk, but you know, I'm always one for a bit of a bargain. So anyway, so we're at this event, everyone sat round tables crafting, and Jez came up and said, are you Jill? We're going to be sharing a room. And from that moment we have been the best of friends. We talk every day. We're very similar. We have both similar ages. We've both been teachers in the past. Both have grown-up children. Very, very similar backgrounds. And the only thing that's the downside is Jez is in Hull and I'm in Surrey, so we're not close enough to get together in real person, but we have an online friendship, which is great. And anyway, long story short, Jez promoted to being a silver demonstrator not so long ago, and about a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to make her a card. So I sat down and I made this card. I'd been wanting to use these little bunting strips from the So Much Happy set here. So that's the stamp set, and then the dies are to die for, actually. Really lovely set of dies. So I've used this one with the bunting, and I made it, and of course I thought, what colour should I use? Oh, I know, I'll do rainbow, and I made it, and I thought, actually what I've done is I've made it in my favourite colours, which are not necessarily Jez's favourite colours. So I've decided to make it again on video in Jez's favourite colours, and I know Jez loves purple. So this one is going to have a purple base with a bit of turquoisey green thrown in just to lighten it up a bit. So I'm going to make exactly the same card but in purple. So I'm starting with a gorgeous grape card base. I'm really sorry if you get stains on here. My hands are so sweaty because it's so hot in the UK at the minute. It's 30 degrees in my craft room, and I've actually switched my fan off because it's a bit noisy to have it when I'm on camera. Right, okay, so I've cut my cardstock. So this one I did my normal card blank, which was 15 by 14.5 by 21, scored at 10.5. But I'm going to do this with the other one. I'm going to do a 10th fold. I keep trying to remember to do this, but I keep forgetting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to score this at 14.5 and fold it and then trim off the excess. There'll be a little bit of excess. So I'm just going to go there. And I just do this just to keep the numbers simple. You could do it exactly in half, but then you end up with halves of centimetres and things. You can see how clammy my hands are. I'm marking the cardstock. Luckily that won't be seen. There is no option, I'm afraid. This is the coolest room in the house and it's already 30 degrees today, so we are all sweltering. There we go. So I've got my tent card blank, and I've got 2 pieces of white that I have already cut out, our Thin Whisper white card. Just going to bring my bone folder in because, as you know, when you cut with our trimmer you get a little bit of a lip, and if you just run round the edge with your bone folder where it's cut, that will get rid of that lip on that card, and I just like it to be nice and flat like so. There we go. Right, so I've cut 2 pieces of cardstock. One is 14 by 10, and that's the one that's going to go on front of my card like that. So just to leave a little border around the edges. And one is 13.5 by 9.5, so slightly smaller, and that one's going to go inside the card. Okay, so let's make our front panel first of all. So that's this one. And what we are going to do is we are going to make bunting but in Jez's colours. So we're going to do it mostly purple with a little bit of green, and I'm just going to show you how I coloured this. I used our blends to colour it, I've got a wodge of paper here because the blends go through, so I don't want it to go onto my pad. So I've got 6 different blends here that I'm going to use. I'm using light Bermuda Bay, dark purple posy, dark Highland Heather, dark Pool Party, light purple posy, and light Highland Heather. I'm going to keep them in that order because that's the order I've done. Okay, in fact I'm going to reverse it because I did two different ones here. So I did one starting with the Bermuda Bay, those ones, and then I just mixed it up a bit and did one starting the other way. So I'm going to do that way today. So I'm going to start from this end of my pens, and what I'm going to do, I need to colour every 6th flag with this colour. So start off with that one at the end there, and then I need to do this one, and then I need to do this one. So you see I've already done most of the work here because I didn't want to bore you on camera too much. Put that one out of the way, take this one. And did you know that these have a thick line and a thin line, so you can tell at a glance which is the tip that you want to be using. I have to say I very rarely use the bullet point. I usually use the brush end. And I have to admit I have ruined quite a lot of my brush ends because I had a phase of colouring glimmer paper. Our silver glimmer paper, I started colouring it and it actually destroyed the ends of my pens, so I'm going to have to splash out and replace them at some stage. So this is Pool Party. So I just thought I'd relieve the purple a little bit. Didn't think I wanted it to be all purple. I think this must be dark Highland Heather. Yeah, it's a lovely colour, like this colour. It's almost gorgeous grape-ish in this pen. There are still some colours of blends I haven't bought, so again, when I feel flush I will finish filling up my collection and make sure I've got them all, because it's surprising how often you want a slightly different shade. And I'm a have it all or have none kind of girl. If I buy something, and you can bet if I buy the whole set apart from one, that one will be the colour that I want to use the next day. So I've given in now, and whenever something comes out, I buy the whole, that I like, I buy the whole lot so that I've always got the colour I want. And it may mean that I'll have a few that I very rarely use, but it's worth it for my peace of mind of knowing that they're there if I ever do want to use them. There we go. So that was how I just coloured that bunting in. Like so. So I've got 4 strips of bunting, and then I just arranged it on my piece of cardstock. So I'm going to take my Tombow glue and I'm just going to put a little dot of glue on each flag. So you don't need to worry about the string because the flags will hold it in place. Actually, I should have worked out how much of this I need first of all. Would have been a good idea, wouldn't it? Hey ho. I'll do it with the glue on. Try not to get too gluey. Right, okay, so let's find my sample. So the first one I did corner to corner, and yes, I did only use a bit of this, so I'm just going to do that like that, and then bring in my snips, which I've forgotten to get out. Luckily I film in my craft room, so everything's to hand. So I'm going to cut that off there. I might just trim that little bit of flag off. Don't think I want that. There we go. And I just want to trim off just a bit of glue coming out there. So I'm just going to take a wipe that away. There we go. Right. So the next one is this one here that's going that way. So we'll cut that bit off there, and we'll see if this can go like that. That would be perfect. Right, so it did already have glue, but most of it's wiped off onto my grid mat now. I'll just put a little bit more glue on there. Really hot weather we've been having in the UK, ridiculous temperatures, and I don't like it. I have a medical condition that makes it difficult for me to cope with high temperatures, and I've never liked them actually. I've never really been a fan of really high temperatures. I like it to be in the low 20s, that's my ideal, and in days gone by that was mostly where English temperatures were, so it was ideal. But sadly, as time's gone on, the temperature in England and everywhere, I guess, with global warming has got worse and worse. Oh, worse in terms of me. Right, I don't know which one I want there, so let's just, do I want it there? Might do that there, and then I'll cut that one off afterwards when I've placed it. So it's quite fun piecing these little banners together. And I love bunting, but I don't often put them on a card. I was just determined to use this bunting. Of course, you could just cut it out in different sections and piece it together. I might do that another day. Be quite fiddly, but as you know, I like fiddly. So I don't mind fiddly. I'm a quiller, so I do a lot of fiddly. There we go. Right, okay, so now this one is going to come in this way. So that's going to go that there, so I'm going to cut that off. So, like so. Not many more to go. So, I wonder how the pandemic is going where you are. I know I have a lot of listeners. I have some in Australia, New Zealand, the USA. Had a lovely comment from someone the other day who left me a nice comment on one of my posts on Facebook. And I replied to her, and then she just replied back to me and said it was like hearing back from one of her favourite celebrities, which I thought was so sweet. What am I going to do here, because that doesn't quite fit. I'm going to go to there. Right, I'm going to trim this one off and have it going to there. There we go. There. Okay, now I want a long stretch going down this way, like so. So we'll trim that off there. And then just one more to put on. I hope Jez appreciates that I've made her this in a different colour. I know she'll like these colours better. She's not like me. I love rainbow colours. Jez is very much a purple girl. I think this might be just a bit too pastely for her, because she likes dark purples really, but I haven't got many dark purple blends, and the only one that I thought I might use was Blackberry Bliss, but it wasn't quite the right colour. Am I going to do that one? They're going up there a bit further. Maybe I'll take that back there. So I'm just doing this by eye, so I'm going to cut that one off there and that one off there. There. So I'm so glad that Jez is now promoted to silver, because it means we're now the same level. And when we do get back to having in-person events, there are things that she'll be able to come along to that she couldn't before. She's actually done it in a much more sensible way than me. She's done it all based on her customer sales. I managed to promote a little while ago, but to be honest, I promoted because I'd spent so much money myself, which is not quite the way to run a business. Right, okay, done. Oh, that's pretty though, isn't it? I'm liking this. Okay, now the next, oh, that's not going to glue down. Let's stick that a little bit more. Wipe the glue away. Right, okay, now we can mount that now on our card blank. I didn't want to do it before I did the flags, I needed to trim them off. So I'm going to mount that onto there. And I cut out the Hooray as just a call back to the silver title that Jez has just managed to acquire. So when you promote in Stampin' Up, it opens all sorts of other benefits and things to us. So the way when you start as a Stampin' Up demonstrator, you start as a bronze, so everybody is bronze, and then after a certain amount of sales you promote to bronze elite, which gives you a pay rise because you get a bigger discount off orders and a bigger commission off anything that anyone else orders. And then when you promote to silver, you don't get a bigger discount, but you do other perks, and one of them is flex points. So we gain flex points as demonstrator, which we can use to buy. You can either use them for catalogues, or there's loads of gifts. It's a bit like a loyalty card, You get, I think, 5,000 or something for promoting to silver, so it's a real bonus. Means that Jez will be able to buy all her catalogues this year for free, which is a real boon to your business if you've not got to pay out for catalogues, and lots of other things as well. If you ever get to the point at which you're winning one, you can just trade your flex points in for the cruise or the holiday that Stampin' Up put on for its really top sellers. Haven't ever been anywhere near that category yet, but hi ho, I wait in hope, one day maybe. And of course it was cancelled this year anyway, so I kind of felt glad I hadn't earned my first one this year, because would have been gutted if it had been cancelled. Right, there we are, we're nearly done. So that's our front of our card, except I am just going to put Hooray Well Done. And this is, so sorry, the Well Done is cut out of our silver foil, and it's from the Well Said set here. I know it's not on that one, it's on the other box, which I can't see at the minute. What have I done with it? Oh, there it is. Sorry, I've got them all out on my desk, I just couldn't see it. Right, Well Done, there we go, from Well Said. And the die was Hooray, from the dies that go with this set. So made myself a little card, because it's so difficult to see what these all say when they're there. But this is the Hooray that I cut it out of silver, so I've die cut that. And yes, I'm just going to print Well Done, which isn't the stamp from Well Said. Just going to try and get this straight. You may get my head in front of here, I just need to be on top of it to print that straight. Oh, lovely, there we go. Yeah, Hooray Well Done, there we go. And then inside I'm going to do another panel. In this one I had run out of the bunting, so I just did a tiny little bit up there. I've got a bit more bunting left here, so I might be able to do something a bit more adventurous for the inside, even if it's just a longer strand. So I've got this one. So I can do that. That's just better, just having a slightly longer strand. And I've got another little strand that I might just do over the other corner as well. And I shall pop this in the post. Hopefully Jez will get it. It's a bit late, but things have been so busy that I don't think she'll mind. Does that go there? Do I leave? I'm just going to take that green one off. Do just this. Yep. And I will write her a little personal note inside. And I am just so happy for her. Stampin' Up doesn't put us under any pressure whatsoever. So there's a lot of people that don't aspire to promote, that they just buy for themselves and just enjoy the discount, and that's fine. We all love having what we call hobby demos on our teams. It's no problem at all. Not like other direct sales company where you're under pressure to sell. Stampin' Up have very, very low minimums, so you don't have to spend a great deal. And in fact, Stampin' Up minimums are a lot less than I was actually spending on craft products each month before I joined. So for me, it wasn't any financial penalty to join. And in fact, I've gained so much from the friendships and the groups and being in the team. Learned so much about running a business. I can't tell you how many people, everyone is so helpful and supportive. It's a really lovely community. Right, there we go. Oh, I'm pleased with that. I really like that, and I think Jez will like that a lot better than my one. So I will save this. This might be for my daughter when she finally gets, she loves rainbows as well, and when she finally gets a job, which is not looking hopefully in the pandemic, but I'm holding out hope, then I can send that to her. So hope you like my project. Of course, if you want to buy any of the products that I've used, go down to my shop and there'll be a link. If you hop over to my blog post, there'll be a link to the blog post, and if you hop over, you can then click on it. I'll list all the products with the links to my shop. So if there's a particular product you like, you can hop over and find that there. But I hope you like it. I hope you might give it a go. And I think that's all from me today. Enough of my rambling. Go and get on with your day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.